Hi, I'm Jay Turofsky, and we're here with LSTV's Sideline Content, and we're here with...
Lola. Oh, sorry.
Kate.
And you both play for women's rugby at Leeds Beckett, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
How long have you been on the first team for?
I've been on the first team for 2 years, so I didn't play my first year, but then I joined last year, so...
Yeah, me too. 2 years, didn't play my first year, but yeah, last 2 years.
Nice. And how did you both get into rugby?
I started playing rugby when I was in secondary school. I'd always done lots and lots of different sports, but one of my friends' dads wanted to set up a women's rugby team, so I thought, well, I like all those sports, so I might as well have a go. And then kind of got the bug, to be honest, and I've not stopped since.
Nice.
Yeah, similar to me, to be fair. I started when I was probably around 13, playing tag with the boys and things, and then just kind of moved on from there. So many rugby boots later, but yeah, it was a good way to start.
So obviously you've both been playing rugby for many years now. Have you always played the same position, or have you moved around the pitch?
Yeah, I've pretty much always played the same position. My dad, when I first started rugby, was like, oh, play 9 or 10, because that's like Johnny Wilkinson. You'll definitely get to touch the ball. So when the coach was handing out the shirts, no one knew what they were doing. I was like, oh, I'll be 9 then. And I've pretty much done that ever since.
Yeah, so I've always been a forward, played in the front row, number 1. So I just think I found my position and stayed in it because I just loved it. So.
And if you guys could summarise your season in 3 words, what would it be?
I'd definitely say learning. I think we've learned a lot this season. So yeah, word 1 would be learning. 2, I think like team or like teamwork. I think we've learned a lot together, and we have tried to do everything we've done together. We haven't always had the success, so team, something like that, teamwork. And then I guess the 3rd, maybe challenging. It's been challenging. We've been promoted to the Premiership, Bucks North, so it's been a challenging season. So yeah, I think team, challenging. And can't even remember what I said the first one was. Well, there we go. 3 words.
And as experienced players at Beckett, obviously you've both been playing for a number of years now. You've now got a new coach. You're in a new division. You've got fresh players. You've got freshers playing for you. What's that been like as experienced players, having all these almost new factors in the season?
I think it's been really good, actually. I think we've all gelled really well as a team. I think whenever we have freshers come on board to join the team, they always slot in quite well because we're obviously a very tight group of girls and things. So I think it's nice that they fit in so well. And in terms of the new coach and the S&C coach as well, I think they've been brilliant. It's been, as I said, it's been a challenging season, and they've just been always on it and kept us motivated and kept us engaged. So I think that's probably where I would say with that. Do you want to say anything else?
Yeah, completely agree. I think we've got a really great team around us, from S&C, psychology, coaching, who are all top at what they do, physio. Yeah. So yeah, we've been super lucky to have all the support we need to set us up for success, which is great.
On that aspect of support, what's your training split per week between training, matches and strength and conditioning?
So we have S&C on Monday, and then we train on Monday night as well, and then we play on Wednesday, and then on Friday we do S&C and a little bit of training as well on Friday as well. So, and then obviously people tend to sometimes do things around that, but that's if you want to.
Quite intense then.
Yeah, one of the cool things we've had this season across the block since Christmas is some psychology sessions as well. So working with some of our MSc psychology students up at Leeds Beckett, sports psychology, and they've been really helping us work on things like our mindset and visualization, which has been really cool.
That's amazing. That's a really cool initiative they're starting. And obviously you both have had many achievements. Looking through your Instagram, you've been voted players player, coaches player, opponents teams players. What does those accolades sort of mean to you as players throughout the season? Especially you've had such a tough season, there must be a nice sort of pick you up.
Yeah, I think it always is a nice pick me up to obviously be get recognition for how you've played. I think for me it was nice because I'd just gotten back from a knee injury, and when I got given my coach's player, so it was nice because it was kind of like that. I've come back and I was excited, and it was it was a really key moment for me. So that was really nice, I think.
Yeah, I think completely agree. It's kind of that external validation sometimes that if you're not winning games, but you know you're playing well, you know you're playing well as a team, it's nice to still kind of feel that success. So it's good. It's nice.
And on that, what would be your proudest moment of the season be so far?
I think there's quite a few for me. Like personally wise, I think it would be from when I came back from my knee, because I was out for obviously quite a while. I didn't know how well that would go. So when I came back, it was such a nice moment to be with like my team and share that experience of coming back. And then I think probably when we won before Christmas, I think that was probably one of my highlights of the season. It was just such a nice feeling to win with my favourite girls. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah, completely agree. That getting that win before Christmas was huge for us. I think we played some of the best rugby we've played all season, and it really felt like things clicked. And we had fun, which is always good.
That's the main thing at the end of the day, and especially before Christmas. What more could you ask for than a win? And now, obviously, moving on to the big conversation at hand, which is Varsity. You had an amazing dominant win last year, winning 31-5. But obviously, as I said before, you have had a tough season. So how are the team feeling heading into Varsity? Talk me through mindset, team morale, and just stuff like that.
Yeah, I think we're feeling good. It's been a challenging season, but we've been playing at that level that we really want to be competing at. So I think it's been a good challenge for us. So I think we go into Varsity like quietly confident. Some people might say quite loudly confident, but I think we're feeling confident in the team. And I think, as Lola kind of said, we're a really tight-knit bunch of people. So we want to win, and we want to win for each other, and we want to do that together. We've been working on that mindset thing. So I think we go into it feeling pretty confident and wanting to kind of replicate what we did last season, to be honest.
That's awesome. And you mentioned before about the psychology students coming in to give you those sort of training sessions. Do you think that's going to impact Varsity in any way, like heading up to the tournament?
I think definitely, yeah. We've obviously been taught some really good things to keep in mind before we play. Keep calm, to help us with, if you make a mistake, you move on next to the next situation, forget about it. So I think using those skills that we've been taught will be like quite a vital part of winning, which I think hopefully we will do. Fingers crossed. So
that's great. This question's for Kate. I saw last year's team sheet, and obviously you were on it. So what have you taken from last year's experience that you're going to put into this year's experience for Varsity?
Yeah, last year was awesome. It was my first Varsity at Headingley Stadium, so it was a great experience for me to get to play there and to be part of such a successful team as well. I think that feeling of winning and that feeling of winning together as a team is something that I know I want again, and I think that is a huge driver for me to want to achieve that. And I think also we all want to put out a good performance personally as well as individuals, to kind of show off the skills and show off where we're at as a women's rugby team here in the North. Like, we play at a high level and we want to showcase that.
That's amazing. And what are the team implementing ahead of Varsity that might be different to your typical training regime?
Yeah, I think that to keep coming back to it, I guess that psychology thing has been big for us, and we're kind of working on that feeling. I think we've got 3 values. It's relentless, ambition and teamwork, and the psychology sessions have been based around that. So we're working on kind of going together, doing it with ambition and being relentless in what we do. And I think those 3 will kind of be the things that now kind of power us through this 6-week training block before Varsity. I don't know if you've got anything else on that one.
I think you covered it all, to be fair. So
I like those 3 words. That's a good motto to live by.
Right.
How are you guys feeling about playing in front of 10,000 students at one time? Because I don't know, have you done Varsity before?
No. So this will be my first Varsity, so I am a little bit nervous. But I think it'll be more rewarding. I think once those nerves of once you've just started, I think I'll be able to, channel my energy into the game. Obviously, I think anyone would be a bit nervous playing in front of 10,000 people. But I think it'll also be an experience I'll remember forever. So I'm incredibly excited again to take the pitch with my favourite people. So it'll be good.
Yeah, I think it's if you weren't nervous, that would be a bit weird. I think you probably still get nervous if you do that week in, week out. So I think nerves is a good thing when it comes to playing in front of that many people. But also it's like remembering that the most important people are the people stood next to us. So we're going to be with like all our mates playing together. So it doesn't really matter what that 10,000 think. It's what we think and how we kind of.
That's a good mindset to have going into it. Like they're your people, and as long as you're all supporting it, it's going to go your way on the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
And on that element of support, if you win, what's the celebration going to look like?
I think a few bottles of wine will be drank. I think everyone will be very, very excited. We'll have a good night afterwards. I think the celebration will be a very heavy but also a very enjoyable one. That'll be...
Yep, nothing more to add on that.
And she'll join us this time.
I'll be there on the social.
Did you back out of the social?
Yeah, sometimes she just give a few socials like, hey, don't you?
Only special occasions, and a win at Varsity is a special occasion.
Okay, well, that leads me on to my final question, which is, and it's a bit of a fun one, what is your favourite social of this year? And Kate, you have to give an answer. You've just been outed that you don't go to many, but you must have a favourite.
Well, my favourite social of the year will be when we win Varsity and we're celebrating as a team with that Varsity trophy.
I think my favourite social was this year, so far, was probably the I'm a Celeb social. I thought that was quite a fun one. There was obviously some lovely tasks that we had to complete, but it was funny watching everyone do it. So I think, that was a really good one, because our social sex put a lot of effort into our socials, so they do a really good job at pulling them off. Do
you have any examples of the challenges that you can say on here?
Yeah, so there was one we had to do where I think, to be honest, I was a bit drunk, but we had to spin a few times, like run like apple bob, but there was like maggots in there and different things. So that was a really not a very nice one, but it was also very entertaining to watch everyone else do it. So it was good fun.
So Varsity will be easy then. Yeah. Apple bobbing with maggots. Varsity's easy.
Exactly. Varsity will be 10-10 celebration. Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Well, thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate you coming in today. And that wraps up this interview with the rugby women's team for Beckett.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.